Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd talking about episode 9 of season 3 of The Bad Batch. At the end of the last episode, the Batch was still not knowing what an M count was. We know, of course, that's for metachlorines, which is a way to measure how someone is sensitive to the Force. And to get their questions answered, they went to Fennec Shand, and she said that she would find this information. She gets paid for it, and they find on their secluded planet, easily found by one Asajj Vanhout, or something. Throw some random syllables together, you get another Star Wars character. At any rate, she is someone who is also Force sensitive and has her own lightsaber, and the motions and, it seems, general type of outlook as most Jedi do, although she claims that she is not one. It turns out she is someone who was a separatist and someone who was not clearly on anybody's side, and that makes the Batch rather suspicious of her, especially around Omega. But what she does at Omega's request is to give her a series of tests to see if she actually is Force sensitive, and it doesn't seem that she is. Now, she hasn't shown any signs of that before, but that never counted in this thing. You never know that you're part of the Force until somebody comes and says, stand on your head and levitate your R2 unit, and so suddenly you can do that. This is something else that is a way to reveal this series of tests, and Omega doesn't seem to be Force sensitive at all, so perhaps our whole premise of why she was being hunted by the Empire is wrong. Perhaps what we're being told is something to lead us astray to what really her specialty is, and what they were looking for, and how the season is going to be resolved. We do know that next week there is going to be a double drop, and so there'll be 2 episodes dropped, which means that one will cliffhang into the other, and that'll give us probably a little more information. We know now that the Batch is a bit more vulnerable than they thought they were. They thought they were fairly hidden, but have been told that they could be fairly easily found, and that the Empire is not going to give up. Probably the best way for that to happen is for Omega to split from them and be under someone else's protection. Of course, our friends are not going to split up. They don't want to, at least at this point, and what's going to happen is going to happen. But the Empire's not going to give up, but we're going to need a little more insight exactly what they're looking to her for, or if all of these tests did not reveal what's there. Perhaps the reason that she is not showing Force sensitivity is the fact that she is so attached to her friends that she can't let go and allow the Force to work in her. And that's a possibility as well. We've never really talked clearly in this whole series as to what makes a Jedi, whether it is this chemical metachlorines that they came up with in the first trilogy, in the second trilogy, the prequel trilogy, or if it has to do with whatever it was that Luke Skywalker had, which was the knowledge by Obi-Wan Kenobi that he was the descendant of Anakin Skywalker, who was Force sensitive himself. So we know it runs in families, but how you do that on clones, we don't know. If clones are all done from the same thing, it doesn't make sense that there would be. But then we're trying to talk science in a realm of fantasy, so it's not really any purpose to discuss that as far as I can tell. But what we do know is that they're going to be on the move, and there's going to be more action to come, and that'll be something that we're looking forward to. In this episode, which seems to be just kind of a link episode in order to kind of start the last leg of this adventure, it appears to lay the groundwork for what now they know and what they need to do. So I'd like to know what your insights on this are. There are some of you, many of you, most people of you probably know more about Star Wars than I do. I just get irritated by it, by all of their mumbled names, their sudden throwing in of details that have never been mentioned in anything that they're showing in the show, but rather in a buried comic book or some fan theory that got adopted into it. At any rate, the series itself is enjoyable still, and you tend to care about all the characters, and I'm kind of hoping that it all comes out right, but I kind of doubt that they're all going to survive through it. So please let me know what you think. Please subscribe and like. Next week, we're going to start with Star Trek Discovery. It'll be late in the week, and we'll be moving some things around, but we'll let you know about that. So thank you for joining us, and until next time, don't go far.